Greetings, my drinking buddies. So today we're gonna go over a little whiskey haul I just had, and I'm gonna give you 5 tips for hunting whiskey, hunting bourbon especially.
I'm your drinking buddy.
All right, drinking buddies. So today we're gonna be doing 5 tips for hunting bourbon, and I'm just gonna share this whiskey haul with you. And I think I will begin by sharing this whiskey haul with you by trying some of this Weller Full Proof that I lucked into. Well, didn't really luck into. We'll talk more about that here in a second. I'm so excited for this one. I've been hunting Weller for quite a while. This is coming in at 114 proof. It's 57% alcohol. The same mash bill as Pappy Van Winkle. And what is a wheated bourbon? Well, if you're new to bourbon, they take the rye out of the mash bill and replace it with wheat. I generally like wheated bourbons and I like high rye bourbons. What's a high rye bourbon? Well, a high rye is where they take a little bit of the corn out of the mash bill and a little bit of the malt out of the mash bill and raise the rye. This Elmer T. Lee is gonna be a high rye mash bill. The rest of these, no, I don't know about the Evan Williams, but I think that's a pretty standard bourbon mash bill. Well, let's taste this Weller Full Proof. Caramel, there's a little bit of peanuts in there. Very sweet, very smooth. That's just good. Man, I really like that. I got some warming spices off the back end. There's a little bit of a fruit note I can't quite place. Maybe cherry, little light bit of cherry. Well, I'm just glad it's good. I've been hunting that one for a while and that's a really quality full proof bourbon. All right, so let's go over our 5 tips for hunting bourbon and I'll highlight a few of these bottles. All right, drinking buddies, so 5 tips when hunting bourbon. And my number 1 is gonna be phone call is a lot cheaper than gasoline. And what do I mean by that? Well, you know those bottles that you're looking for? Call around. One of the things that I've been doing is I found locations that can potentially get Weller and I've been calling them on a fairly regular basis. Now you don't wanna be annoying. Calling them every day, every week, that would be crazy, but if they think there's a chance they might be getting it on, say the 24th, you call on the 24th. If they didn't get it, usually they can give another day that they think it might show up. So they might tell you, oh, you know what, we didn't get it today, but it'll be on the 5th. And then you wait until the 5th and call then. And it's a lot better to call around to your local stores than it is to drive from store to store to store and find out what they might have. And might is the key word there. You might drive to every store in your town and not find something that's rare that you want to buy. So number 1, call around. A phone call is a lot cheaper than gasoline. Number 2, I'm gonna say active versus passive hunting. And this is gonna be a recommendation for a lot of the liquor stores around because a lot of the liquor stores around carry waiting lists. So you can call those stores or go to those stores and say, I'm looking for this particular bottle, and they will put you on a waiting list. So when one shows up, they will call you. So therefore you can hunt bottles passively while you're doing your going about your daily life, and then you'll just wait for a phone call. And once you get that call, then you can go pick it up. So I would say that's a really good recommendation. Let's try this Weller again. It's opened up a little bit sitting here, a little bit more peanut butter flavor going on. Little bit of cinnamon cereal, like a Cinnamon Toast Crunch, because it is so sweet. Love it. I'm very pleased I was able to find it. So for number 3, I'm gonna say, try to befriend some people at stores. And I'm not saying they're people you're gonna hang out with on a regular basis, but go to your stores, talk to your local liquor managers at the grocery stores, talk to the owners of the small liquor stores and the guys who work there. Get to know them a little bit, and then, you know, potentially, eventually you can leave a number and they'll let you know when they get rare bottles. that might be something you have in common, but eventually some of these people really truly do become friends. And that's a fun way to meet people, people who are interested in the same things you are. Because chances are, if you work in a liquor department or you work at a liquor store, or you own a liquor store, chances are pretty good you probably like some of the same sorts of bottles. So I would highly recommend that for number 3. Befriend some people that work at stores. And number 4 is gonna be a pretty simple suggestion. Sometimes it really helps to find out if the bottles are even worth hunting for. And a great way to do that is to find your local tasting rooms. So a local whiskey bar that has rare product that you can go in and just get a glass of. So in my area, I live in Tucson, so I have 2. I have Batch, which also has a bottle shop. And you can go down there and taste some pretty rare stuff. And sometimes they might even have that bottle in their bottle shop. You like it, you can buy a bottle right there and take it home. And then the other one is, my personal favorite is Nana's Mexican Food. And there, they also have a bottle shop. Mexican food restaurant, why do they have bourbon? Well, because bourbon's delicious, that's why. They also have a wonderful selection of tequilas, but I go there in mind of getting some delicious Mexican food and a nice glass of a rare bourbon. And oftentimes, once again, they have a bottle shop. If you try something you like, sometimes they have it available to sell and you can buy it and take it home. And sometimes those places get rare bottles. Your tasting rooms are gonna get rare bottles than your grocery stores and liquor stores are often. That's just the way the game works. So you really wanna try that Weller 12, you really wanna try that Pappy Van Winkle. Chances are pretty good you can find it if you find a tasting room near you that offers rare bottles. Pappy's usually only available in the fall, but you start calling places in the fall, looking at menus online in the fall, chances are pretty good you can find a glass of it somewhere. That pour might cost you $60, but hey, you found it, and that's what's awesome. So, next up, I'm gonna give a number 5 recommendation when bottle hunting. And this one might be an unpopular opinion. In the comments, go ahead and tell me how wrong I am. But I think that if you stumble upon some rare whiskey or you're able to find some rare whiskey, only buy 1 of each bottle. And I believe that because I think one of the things that making this stuff really hard to find is because there are a lot of people out there who will go to a store, see 6 bottles of Eagle Rare on the shelf and buy all 6. Now, that's okay, they're doing nothing wrong, but I think that we as whiskey lovers can have a little bit more etiquette, and I think that we can allow ourselves to share with other people. Now, there's a really good chance that if you buy only 1 bottle and there's 4 more sitting on the shelf, that the next customer is gonna come up and buy those 4. But that's a risk that I'm willing to live with. Whenever I buy a bottle, and if it's rare, I will only buy 1. Now, that might mean if I go to a store and they have E.H. Taylor and Eagle Rare, I'm gonna buy 1 of each. I'm not saying that, I'm just saying I would not buy more than 1 bottle of a rare bottle because I want the wealth to go around. I want somebody else to taste this great Eagle Rare. I want somebody else to be able to taste this great Elmer T. Lee, which there were 2 bottles of. And I want other people to be able to enjoy it as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and elect to only buy 1 bottle of a rare bottle. Now, take my advice with a grain of salt. You don't have to follow it, but that's what I think we should do whenever we're drinking some rare whiskey. So let me tell you a little bit about my haul here I got today. So this was not all purchased at one store. I had to go to a few stores to do this, but I was able to find some E.H. Taylor and Eagle Rare, Elmer T. Lee, and Weller, all out of Buffalo Trace Distillery. This is gonna be a similar product to Blanton's. It is also a single barrel product out of their mash bill number 2, which is the High Rye. We already talked about Weller. Eagle Rare is a 10-year it's a 10-year aged Buffalo Trace Mash Bill 1 product, and E.H. Taylor is a bottled and bond, meaning it's aged at least 4 years under governments of Superstition at 100 proof. This guy is also a Mash Bill number 1. And then I got a couple wild cards that are not Buffalo Trace. I picked up this Evan Williams single barrel. These are not that hard to find, but since it is a cheaper single barrel offering, they're becoming a little bit harder to find. This guy was barreled in 2012 and bottled in 2020. So this is a nice 8-year-old bourbon that an 8-year-old bourbon that I got for under 30 bucks. And I think that's pretty cool. And I like Evan Williams in general. So when I had this before, I was not as into whiskey as I am now, and I still loved it. So I'm excited to try this one again. And then the Wyoming, this is another small batch wheated offering. And you know, I like the wheated bourbons, and they're becoming pretty rare. So I wanted to buy this one to see how it stacks up against some of my other wheated favorites like Larceny or Nine Banded, or you know, this Weller product here. Maybe the Maker's 46. So I'll probably end up using this in blinds. I like to do a lot of blinds when it comes to whiskey to see and make sure that my bias doesn't get in the way. The hype of the bottle doesn't get in the way. And some bottles that have done really well in blinds around my house with some friends. This E.H. Taylor has done considerably well. Rare Breed by Wild Turkey, the rye, and also the regular have done really well. Let's see what else has done really well. 1792 actually blows the doors off a lot of higher priced bourbons, some really rare bourbons. 1792 small batch is one you can buy almost anywhere, and it stacks up against really, really expensive bourbons. And you know, this hobby for me is certainly growing. I really like to talk to you guys about bourbons, about whiskeys. I like to make cocktails for you guys. You know, this channel has just been great, and I just want to thank all you guys for liking. I want to thank you guys for subscribing, and you know, this has been a lot of fun. I really enjoy doing this, and I just want to thank you guys. Cheers.